So even if you haven't quite refined the look of your iris yet, you can start creating the nodes that you need to control displacement, because you can set it up so they'll automatically update relative to your changes of the iris for the existing nodes. So simply create a handful of nodes. You're going to need another color ramp, another mix color. So I'm going to shift D to duplicate these and pull those down here. And you're going to need a displacement node. So shift A, and we want vector and displacement. Now that you have these three nodes, bring this up, and we'll put this on an angle so we can see any changes I make. Link displacement to displacement on your material output. Link the result from your mix node to the height. Take your color ramp, and we'll call this our iris displace. And then I'm going to link the separate Y into the FAC on that color ramp. And come in here, we're going to remove all of those. We only want two color tabs on here to start. So one of them is going to be white, and the other is going to be black. Okay. Set the scale on your displacement. Let's say we'll set it to about 1 for now. Okay, and we're gonna set. I'll leave this as an add, and then we'll come up to our multiply node where our two procedural textures combine. Grab its result and connect it into the B of our node here. And as you can see right away, we start to get some deformation on our eye. Okay, so we've got our displacement showing up on our surface, but it's actually showing up in the wrong place. It's showing up behind the iris. Of course, if this is kind of a thing you want, you can keep that. But we're going to go down to our iris displace, and we're going to move the white tab so that the black tab is ahead of it. And so the white is going to sort of act as sort of a mask to control how far a displacement stretches into the body of the eye. So we want to keep it in the iris, not extend out into the rest of the eye. Okay, and so we've got that pretty much in the area we want. And we can go in really tight here and try to extend that out a bit more. Now, if we want a little bit of the flatness in here, which we probably do because we want to sort of make that look more like a deep recess. So we'll just try to flatten that out a bit. I'll add another tab, and we'll just pull that to the beginning. And let's make sure both of these tabs are white so that we can make sure things that drop off where we need them to. And so I can scrib this out a little bit so we can get a little more of those, a few more of those wrinkles out here closer to the edge if we want. And you can pull this one closer to the center and just adjust this one to find the deepest area. And of course, you can add a couple more tabs in here with different levels of gray so you can smooth things out. And you can also change to the different settings here and see which one actually gives you the better result. And you can even come into your mix color node and you can fool around with the levels there to reduce or increase the depth overall. So there's a lot of little things you can do here to tweak the appearance of your creases. And of course, this will consistently respond to any changes in your procedural textures for the eye. And so the creases will change with the texture, keeping them consistent. So if you want more creases, you can add more creases. Increase the wave, you increase the creases. Okay, but it can get a little too busy, in which case you can just come in here and, of course, adjust the input.